How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Last Seed podcast. As always, it's John with my guy Ty. Before we get started, everyone, we've been getting a lot more subscribers on YouTube lately. We are up to 73 subscribers on the show. We appreciate y'all so much. But if you still haven't hit that subscribe button, please do also hit that like button on this episode. But we have a lot to go through today, and let's start with the draft. Ty, tell me what you're thinking about the Bills selection here, especially the one that's coming in the first round on Thursday.
All right, yeah. So I basically got like a one, two, and three. Like one being what I think they'll do the most, two maybe kind of likely, and then three like not likely at all. So I'll start at three, which is what I don't think they're going to do at all is move ahead. You know, we've seen it in the past a little bit, but I feel like more recently, I feel like they're just kind of like beans more on that like not that they won't call up and see just for the heck of it. Hey, if we want to move up 5 or 10 picks, excuse me, what's it going to cost? Um, just obviously you never know with the way the draft flows and stuff like that, but I just don't see them moving ahead. Um, Number two, what I likely think, like so, I think they stay at 26. And to me, if they stay at 26, they're picking a guy like Casey Concepcion or a wide receiver that's there, or they're picking an edge rusher. That's the only way I think they're staying at 26 is if they have one of those position groups there and somebody they like. I mean, who knows? There could be another guy like a linebacker or a safety or something that they're like, wow, we really didn't expect him to be here at 26. We can't pass up on him, so we have to take him. Um, so I think staying at 26 is kind of so what they'll do. But what I think they're going to do is I think they're going to trade back. We've seen it. We saw it with Keon Coleman. Um, the year we took him just a couple years ago. We don't have a second round pick. The Bills don't have a second round pick. I think it's more likely that they trade back to acquire a second round or maybe 2 second round picks or something like that to just kind of stack those together and then go from there. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And I'm not going to be surprised if they do stay at 26. I would kind of be very shocked if they moved up. But I'm thinking, we might see a move back.
Yeah, I agree with that for the most part. Unless there's like some guy that's surprisingly falling on their board, and they're just, hey, maybe we can move up to 20, 19 even. Um, but yeah, I don't see them trading up. I think them trading back is definitely a big possibility. Like you said, a lack of second round pick. But there's only one right answer for me for who
Oh
they
boy.
draft.
Oh boy. Let me hear it.
So at first, I was like, maybe we need defensive line. It's a need for this defense. I'm not saying it's not. I don't think receiver is something that we should do in the first round. There's a guy later that I like that I'll go over a little bit more. Um, but I'm seeing this kid now. What the Bills need for this defense is a leader. They need a game changing player. I've told you for years I want a game changing player in this defense. We've had some great
Mm-hmm.
players, don't get me wrong, but we've never had a T.J. Watt. We never had a Myles Garrett. We never had a Luke Kuechly. Those type of guys. Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech. This
Mm-hmm.
kid, he may be small, but he is a game changer. Pure football IQ. This kid will lead Jim Leonard's defense like no other. He fills in the gaps on the run. He gets after the quarterback. He looks pretty good in pass coverage to me too. They say it's a knockdown, but I look at the highlights. I think this kid knows what he's doing back there. We need a replacement for Matt Milano on defense. Milano's obviously, you know what I mean. He's past his prime. You know what I mean.
Right.
He's coming back. The Bills need someone to replace him there. I want a game changer on this defense. And I think Jacob Rodriguez is it. I think Jacob Rodriguez is going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year, and he's going to be that guy that we're going to look back on in this draft and be like, how the heck did he last a late first round? Heck, there's even people saying he might go in the second round. So if Bean
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to trade back, like you said, this guy could even be available in the second round. But I would love to get Jacob Rodriguez with this pick. I don't know if you have heard anything about him. I've heard that there's been rumors that Philip might be interested in him. What do you think about him?
Yeah, no, I like where you're going. I have heard about him and heard some things. I didn't really like deep dive into him or his tape. But yeah, I've seen his name around, and I definitely would. I would agree. I would definitely take him or a caliber player like him for this defense. Like you said, I think he would definitely thrive um, in a defense. Here. But like you said, there is mocks. Obviously, mocks are mocks for a reason. I mean, there's people that are mocking Concepcion like 30th, and it's like I can't see him. There's no way he's going that late. Like he's not making it to 30. Unless some wild thing happens. To me, I don't think he makes it past the Bills. Um, there is a lot of things where guys the Bills meet with, whether it's guys who are going to be drafted in the first round of the draft, guys that are going to be drafted day 2 or day 3. A lot of times, those guys they meet with, especially the guys later on, they end up becoming a Bill. Like if you look in the past, like all the pre-draft visits of the guys that like the Bills met with, so many of them end up getting drafted by the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, like you said, he could possibly fall later on, and maybe that's something we do see. Like if he's still on the board, at 26, maybe whoever's behind us doesn't need a linebacker, and Bean calls and say, "Hey, I'm willing to move back to 29 as long as we know, this guy's going to be there. Here, whoever's at 29 can move up. We'll move back, and add an asset and get the guy we want."
Well, let's say I'm just throwing his name out there because you brought it up. Let's just say Concepcion is still out there and teams are vying for him, and maybe we want Rodriguez, and we're saying like, yeah, maybe
Right.
we want Concepcion anyway. And we know like teams are trying to go for receiver. That's also an option as well. One receiver I really do love late, and I don't hate Concepcion, but I don't know if I see special in him. I think he's going to be a good receiver. I don't know if he's going to be worthy of a first round pick though. A receiver I really like late is I watched a little bit of a deep dive that Steve Smith did on him. He does great stuff for receivers before the draft, and he does have a pretty good hit rate on this stuff. Steve Smith compared Ted Hurst, wide receiver. I think he might go in like a third or fourth round. He said he looks like a faster Larry Fitzgerald. Dude,
Wow.
dude's 6'4", can get down the field, and I think we do need a bigger receiver on this team.
What college is he at?
I forgot what college he was at. I was watching some of his tape. I think it was a smaller college. Smaller college.
Okay, I'm wondering if it's the same thing I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't remember. I don't remember the college. Hold on a second. Let me look it up. I'm gonna look him up real quick just to see, because now I'm intrigued to see if this is the same guy I'm thinking of. What's his name again?
Ted Hurst.
Ted-
Because we are a team that we need size on the outside. And Coleman just hasn't been that guy.
Right. Is it Georgia State? Is that where he is? Maybe I read this wrong. No, Georgia State.
Yep.
Yep, 6'4", 206.
Yep. Yep. That's definitely
Ran a 4.42.
not bad.
So he's quick. Um, yeah. So you said they're saying he's like a third or fourth rounder.
Yeah, at least from what I was looking up beforehand. Now, he could be getting a lot of hype right now. I mean, when Steve Smith's throwing out comparisons like that to you, I mean, people are going to start listening and stuff like that. So who knows? Maybe he becomes a second round pick. But that just goes to show, in my opinion, I think you can get a good receiver later on in the draft, and we've seen it many times before. I don't know if there's a receiver that's going in the first round this year that I think is going to be a superstar right away. I mean, I get it does happen, but Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, I don't think that type of guy is there this year where he's just going to be gangbusters right away.
Yeah. If I had to do like that, where who I think would be or could have that potential, would definitely be Denzel Boston. I mean, he's gonna be gone early anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, he has no chance of making it to the Bills or anything like that. The reason I never was really on the wide receiver train, even like last year. I knew we need help at wide receiver, but then I really like took a look into it, and I'm like, okay, we really only have about 4 guys that are probably healthy and that are actually going to be starting receivers on this team. We have DJ Moore, who we traded for. We have Khalil Shakir. We have Keon Coleman, and we have Joshua Palmer. Now, there's only 2 out of those 4 guys who are reliable.
Hmm.
That's Moore, who's never played for a down for the Bills yet, and that's Shakir. We've seen Coleman get benched last year. We've seen Palmer miss some time, and behind them you have Tyrell Shavers, who's coming off a torn ACL. You have Caden Prather, who you drafted in like the seventh round a few years ago, who was on the practice squad. Steven Gosnell on the practice squad. You're basically looking at you got two like for sure answers, and then I feel like behind Moore and Shakir, it's kind of just question mark, question mark.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure, but I don't want to fall into forcing it if that guy's not there. Then we're overdrafting someone, and we could fall into another Coleman situation, and we don't want that to happen again. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying the Bills. Obviously, the Bills liked Coleman, and maybe they didn't force it, but I don't want to force it in the first round with guys like, yeah, you know what I mean. He's getting some hype. Maybe he's that guy rather than taking someone on the defensive side of the ball. You're saying for sure, like, hey, this guy's going to be a stud, or he's going to be a starter for us for many years.
Right, yeah, I definitely don't want to see him reach on someone, like you said, just to do it. I mean, Brandon Beane said they have a lower amount of grades, like first round grades, when he talked to the media today. So maybe it's 10 people, you know. I just hope that, if there is 10 people, if those 10 guys are gone, like you said, don't just take someone there just to do it.
Right.
You know,
I
like that's the opportunity where you can trade back or try to trade back.
Yeah, I agree. Because I do think that let's just. And I hate to keep throwing him out there, but I feel like he's been getting a lot of hype. You know, Concepcion could be one of those guys. Whereas, like, I feel certain teams may fall in love with him. And if you're not, don't force it. You know what I mean? If you don't
Right,
think that he's that type of guy, you know what I mean? Let someone trade up and get him, and then you can go back in the second round and you can take a defensive player, or you can take another receiver that you know is going to be there.
right.
Because if you look back, I know people give Bean a lot of flack for the Coleman deal and stuff like that, them trading Worthy, but I mean like Worthy, it's not like he's some stud receiver, so it's not like we're really missing out on that. Now,
No, they're basically getting the same version of a receiver we are.
yeah, so I mean like, hey, maybe we should take like Lad McConkey. I mean that's another story for a different day, but still. You know what I mean? If you don't think that guy is there for you in the first round, don't just take a receiver just so everyone will stop crying about it.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to the draft. It's going to be a lot of fun. Another thing that's been a lot of fun, we're both wearing obviously Sabre stuff right today for their big
Oh,
last.
Johnny, I couldn't wait. I've been itching for you to talk about this, man.
That's why I wanted to end on this. I wanted this to be the second topic, but what a game last night. I mean, whew, I was standing up like the whole after we scored that first goal. I was standing up the whole time after that. It was just so fun to watch. I mean, what were your emotions like throughout that game? I hope it was at least half as good as me.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think we're in the same boat. We were kind of chatting like throughout the game a little bit, and it's one of those things where we haven't been able to watch playoff hockey with the Sabres in 14 to 15 years. Um, I felt like there was so much leading up to it. Like me, I've been looking for this jersey forever, and I end up finding it unexpectedly the day before the game, and I'm just like, what? Like, I'm like, what are the odds of this? Like, it just so I'm like, I had to roll with it. I know we're not wearing the goat head, but I'm like, I have to roll with it. I'll keep the buffalo in the sword jersey. I'll keep that away and roll with the goat head as long as it's working. But it reminded me so much of when I was growing up and I was a kid. I always watched and preferred hockey over football, which is wild to say now because I'm so much of a football junkie, especially the Bills. I had a room that was painted yellow. I had Sabres posters all up. I mean, I was sitting there. Now, this is gonna blow a couple people's minds right now when I say this. When we were kids, they didn't have flat screen TVs like they do now. They had box TVs.
I remember
So
those.
I was in my room with a 19-inch box TV. I remember I had a yellow Sabres hat that had the slug on it. And I used to put that thing on and sit in my bed and watch those games on that TV. And I remember how fun it was as a kid because, we had good guys, we had good teams. And that's what it felt like yesterday watching that Sabres game. Like I felt like I was a kid again watching hockey and I was so into it. Um, you know, I give Boston credit because, they came out and I mean, besides like us throwing, the hits around and stuff like that, Boston was doing their thing. Um, their goalie, I can't even think of his name right now, stopped the first 30 plus shots. It's like, okay, this dude's just gonna stand on his head all night. We're never gonna score, it seemed like. And then I'm watching it and I'm like, we just have to get one. I'm like, once we get one and that lid's off the net, I'm like, I feel like they'll play so much more freely. And
Yeah.
then they get one, they get two, frick, they got four in like 7 minutes. I
Yeah,
mean, it was great.
that's the real fun thing about this team. So going back to what you said about it felt like you were a kid again. So I have so many memories of when I was 8 years old. I've probably said it to you a million times how much I love that 2005 2006 team. I
Mm.
still say to this day, you know, if we didn't lose all our defensemen, if Tim Connolly didn't get hurt, if Jay McKee didn't get a damn staph infection before Game 7 against Carolina, we had to call up all of our defensemen from Rochester, probably would have cupped that year. But I love that team so much, and I just have so many memories of. Do you remember when they were on Empire Sports before MSG, and they had like that intro in the beginning? I don't know
I'm
if you.
trying. What was it?
It was like da na 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 na.
Oh, I think yeah.
Yeah. So that's like peak memory for me. That's like so much nostalgia. I remember when they got in the playoffs, I looked it up on YouTube and played like the Empire Sports whatever intro when they did. It was just like, oh, this is just bringing me back so much. But what brings me back to that as well is this team. It feels so similar to that because it came out of nowhere. No one was really expecting anything this year like that year. Just and then in December like that year, we just go on a run. We just get hot, stay that way for most of the season. And also another similarity to that team is like you just never can count these guys out. I've seen numerous times when these guys would be down 1 goal, 2 goals, whatever, and they just catch like lightning in a bottle. Like they'll score like
Mm.
3 goals in like 4 or 5 minutes, like they did last night. And that's what's so fun about this team. And you know, what I mean, it's just great to watch. Like I said, I haven't cared about hockey in so long like this, and I'm just looking forward to watching Game 2 tomorrow. I can't wait. These guys rock.
Yeah, it was awesome seeing like the arena fill, the party in the plaza, canal side, all that stuff. Um, you could just see the fans of Buffalo have been waiting so long for this,
Mm.
and they didn't disappoint. They're going to continue not to disappoint. Like you said, game two tomorrow. What a huge game! To have a chance to go up 2-0 going into Boston. It would be amazing. And not only can we score. I mean, the Sabres have to be like one of, if not the best 5-on-5 team ever. They can't
They're not
score on the power play. Yeah, we
good.
can't score on the power play. So, I mean, if we can do what Mike said, I don't know if you saw Mike's
Yeah, I
thing on
saw it.
Facebook. If we could just decline to take penalties, you know, we'll be fine. But I mean, that's something. And the thing is Boston's penalty kill isn't good at all either. You would never know after last night. I mean, our first, what were we, 0 for 4 on the power play? I think our first power play, we generated like 7 shots. I'm like, okay. I'm like, we didn't get one, but I'm like, this is looking pretty good.
Hmm.
And it's like, I just don't understand how a team could be so bad on the power play. But it's weird because there's a lot of good teams like Colorado, one of the best teams in the NHL. They're bad on the power play. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it is crazy
Um,
how that works.
yeah, it's just. I mean, I don't know what they practice. I feel like we should just practice only the power play, and just say forget everything else.
What about we decline to go into power play, but we just send Pasternak to the box for 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, send their best player away. Shout out to UPL too. Two breakaway stops on him.
Yeah.
Um, for a team that doesn't have a lot of playoff experience, I felt like our guys played fine. The two goals, not to take anything away from Boston, their only two goals, or sorry, not their only two goals because they added that third one late. Their first two goals, I felt like the puck just bounced their way in front of the net and they get a good shot off.
Right.
But for the Sabres, as far as them, I feel like lately, towards the end of the regular season, they've been trying to get this whole middle of the ice, like in front of the goalie, pass the puck out in front thing. And yesterday, I felt like they kept that going, and just it wasn't working. Like Boston just knew what they were doing.
Hmm.
And Rob Ray even said, like at some point, you gotta like stop doing that, take your shots from the point and stuff like that. And the Samuelson goal,
I,
which
I,
frickin' I think the roof like flew off. That one. If you look, Jason Zucker's right in front of the net screening the goalie. It's like that's what you need.
yeah,
Him or how many times have we seen Tuck in front of the net, in front of the goalie, and gets a deflection and scores? That's what you need. That guy stopped 30 something shots because he's looking at every one.
yeah,
He knew where that puck was, and that's not to take any credit from him. He made great saves. Um, but it's like you're making it easy on him if he gets to see every puck.
yeah,
So I want to see guys like Zucker and Tuck, in front of the net more, screening the goalie, and that's what you need. I mean, it's the playoffs, dude. I mean, just shoot the puck. You never know. There was a shot, I forget who it was on the Sabres. It literally bounced off of one of the Boston skates and went right to the goalie, and he had to react quick to make a save. It's like stuff like that. It's like, you might be able to catch someone off guard and, you get a lucky bounce or something. But hey, in the playoffs, there's no such thing as pretty or ugly goals because you're going to take them any way you can get them.
for sure. And one more thing I want to add. I feel like them winning the way they did last night was like the best case scenario because obviously what you talked about, a lack of experience with this team in the playoffs, but they faced adversity right away. They were able to fight through it, got the win, and it had to be a pretty devastating loss for Boston being up 2-0 that long and you let go of that game. That's it's got to be pretty rough. Not just like from a mental standpoint, I think the Sabres have the edge now, both ways. Boston's devastated, and they have to be feeling on top of the world after that game.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree, and it's something where it's like it's what like playoff hockey. Like people say it all the time. Playoff hockey it's a different breed than just regular season hockey, and I mean. The Sabres matched all the intensity. They came out, they had 50 plus hits in this game. It was a franchise record. I mean, they were throwing the body around. They weren't afraid to, mix up with Boston. They basically said like, hey, like there was some comments made before about them trying to play physical. It's like, okay, we could play physical too, but at the same time, it's like you playing physical is only going to last so long because you're not going to get goals by playing physical. You're just going to end up getting hits and you know get some guys to maybe retaliate, but you're not scoring any goals. Checking somebody.
Exactly, yeah, and they didn't let Boston, get inside their skin and stuff like that during that game. It was just incredible to watch. I can't wait for tomorrow. They play tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, tomorrow night at home, 7:30. Um, if you're a Bruins fan, hopefully you see this and know that you smell weird. Because listen, we want all the smoke, Johnny. Let them know.
So what's funny is right before we get this, the one post on my TikTok where I showed like where I won the bet.
Yeah.
He's well, Boston fans like it's not that serious, man. Or like I'm a Bruins fan here, like he said something like kind of like nice at the same time. He's just like it's not that serious or whatever. Don't take it so
Hmm.
personal. And I'm just like, dude, you guys win all your Boston teams win all the time. Let's just have this one.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. It was like Dave Portnoy, on Twitter saying how Buffalo is like a library, you know, during the game, and then oh man, like you got to know by now, like Bills fans, Sabres fans, like they're gonna come at your neck
Hmm.
and make what you need to know. And he was MIA for the rest of the game. And it's like man, it's like if you're gonna talk that before, you gotta be willing to, you know, talk the talk come, when the tables turn. So I mean I loved it. I mean Twitter's a great place, man, especially when the Sabres are winning. So
Like you find that Jitnik jersey, I found that picture literally yesterday, and
that's awesome.
I was going for some stuff in my parents' house looking for something, and I saw it. I'm just like, that means we're winning tonight. Like that has to be a good.
Yeah. And dude, that's the greatest jersey ever. Like to get my hands on that one. Like I wanted this one, but like the red double swords is oh man, it's
Who do you
I
when you see
what'd
that
you say?
jersey?
What was that cut out?
When you see that jersey, like that red jersey, who's the first player you think of?
I'm gonna tell you my answer only because if I get a red jersey, this is a player I want, but it's Maxim Afinogenov.
Dude,
When I
I was about to say the same exact guy.
were
Yeah, dude. And
that's my dream jersey in that red one.
yeah, when I think of that red jersey, I think of Mac. Fenagenoff for some reason. He wasn't my absolute favorite during that time, but he was close to it. I loved Fenagenoff.
Yeah, he was definitely one of my favorites.
I would have to go with Briere. Briere was awesome.
Hmm.
But yeah, everyone.
I'll tell you a quick story before we head out of here. About Danny Briere. So I don't know if he's still. I think he's still with the Flyers organization.
Mhm.
Um, I was downtown one night having dinner with a couple people, and we're sitting at the first time I went into this place, sitting down, and literally from like how I'm looking at you, there's a table like 10 feet in front of me, and I see guys got flyers, little flyers logos on their on their jackets and stuff like that. And I look over and I'm like, holy crap, that's Danny Briere. And he's sitting there having dinner, and a couple people went up to him to like talk to him and take a picture. And I didn't go up to him or end up talking to him. It's one of those things where I'm like, I wanted to respect he was out and
Right.
he's having dinner or whatever. But just seeing him there, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool that that was him, even though he was in his flyer stuff.
Ooh.
I
But
should have just booed
we
him.
still claim him though. We still claim him, I guess. I can't be mad at Danny Briere, but we should have never
No, not at all.
let him walk. That's what reason why I kind of got out of watching the Sabres for a while. So when they let Briere walk, but
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. But before we end this, Johnny, I'm gonna throw something on you. Game 2 tonight. Your Knicks taking on the Hawks in MSG. Knicks are up 1-0. What do we gotta know about tonight?
here let me show you something.
Oh, let me see what we got cooking up. I don't know what to expect. I'm kind of scared.
Taking a page out of Alex's book here. This is about how
Oh
I
boy.
Hawks sweeping them.
Oh, the broom's out already.
Broom's out already. That's how
Oh my
Hawks aren't
goodness.
that good. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. I want the Celtics. Bring on the Celtics. We all know what's happening. I don't
Oh
respect the
man,
Celtics.
so you heard
I
it
don't know
here.
respect the Celtics.
You
Sweep
you heard it here on the Last Seed
4-0.
podcast. The broom is already out.
Broom's already out. The Hawks ain't got it. They're not that good of a team. I'm sorry. They
Oh man.
won the second half of the year. Yada yada yada. Am I supposed to? CJ McCollum was their best player in game 1. How old is he now? Come on. Stop it. Stop it.
Oh man. You heard it here first. Knicks in 4. And the broom is I mean, you probably heard it. You probably heard it already, but I'm sure this might be the first we've seen the broom already out. So we might have to go troll some Hawks fans, save this clip of Johnny with the
Hawks do
broom and
this. Do you see their arena? Look at their arena during games. I don't know if they even exist.
oh man, it's Johnny's getting hot. We might have to, cool things down, so
Sweep, sweep. But all right, everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed the show today. Like I said before, please hit that subscribe button. But we got a lot more stuff coming on the way. We got NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, the Bills drafts coming up. We're gonna have a lot of coverage for you for it on the best show in Buffalo, the Last
That's
Seat.
right.
But until next time, peace out.